Welcome back to the Oddity Shop podcast, the podcast where we
tell you creepy, odd, weird, strange, and bizarre stories from around the world. Ooh, I said world again. I haven't done that in a minute.
I love it. I'm your curator, Kara. This is your wonderful, beautiful, not very tan, he should be, curator, Zachary.
I actually am more tan than the ring light is making me look. I did get a nice base layer. I will say that.
Whatever. Okay. How are you?
So thank you so much for, I'm good. The birthday gifts, because I have already started. It is like months out. I've started to like wrap things and put boxes together, and you got me all the moving supplies I could possibly need.
Yeah, I did. I tried very hard.
It was great, but I've already put them to good work use. I put
you put work into it.
Yeah,
work.
So I've started to kind of mosey stuff up around the house.
Good.
I don't know what I'm saying. Mosey stuff.
It's
up.
fine.
You know what I mean, though.
Okay. So yeah, I bought Zach I bought him moving boxes. I bought him packing tape. I bought him the bubble tape. I bought him every
Sharpie to write on the boxes.
A force moving sale sign.
Oh yeah, for my garage sale.
I got him everything he could possibly need for moving. And this is why when everyone's like, Kara, are you so sad Zachary's moving? Are you so sad? And then you look at the gifts I got him and you're like,
go faster.
Are you not sad? Are you not sad your best friend's moving?
Oh my gosh. That's the most exciting new thing with me. I will say we had a family dinner recently. So like the whole family, like my direct family was together. So like mom, dad, Emily, Sean, and then they got to meet Pat. Well, you know, my parents already met Pat. We went
Pat?
To this. I think we've said friend Pat, and we've said London boy. There's a new good man in my life, so you guys will probably start to hear about him. But anyways, he came to dinner with my whole family. We went to Mexican Fiesta, which is like the best place in all of Dearborn. This restaurant has been around since
God, and you've
before
never
I was born. Oh, I need to, dude. They have the best food. The staff is always great, and I could drink that salsa. But it was like it was nice having the whole family together for like a little get together.
That is
so
nice.
that's it.
I love that. And he is a good man.
He is a good man.
For those asking. I agree with this one.
We'll see if he listens to this episode and hears this.
I just have one thing. That's all. And then that's all I have is
Perfect.
Unfortunately, I told Zach this, but I think I told you this, right? I fell in the shower.
Mm-hmm.
So I collapsed. I don't know what happened. It was mid-afternoon. My body gave out. I did not pass out. My body gave out. I collapsed. And then I rammed my back into the granite seat that we have in our built-in stand-up shower. And I've been in pain ever since. That at this point, this was like a week and a half ago. But that same place that I hit, where it was like bruised, I then somehow moved wrong by literally just moving in bed. And now it is an excruciating pain. I do have a CT scan. So you had like the
internal and the external?
Yeah, it's awful. So I do have a CT scan scheduled just to make sure that everything internally is good because it's still not feeling great. And I did take blood work, which I didn't get back, just to make sure I'm not anemic and everything's fine. But I just have to bitch. My CT scan is almost an hour away at 7 a.m.
Oh,
I know.
That sucks.
Okay, that's about all I've got. When?
Yeah.
The 30, what's today? 26th, either 30th or 31st.
Well,
okay.
Let me know how it goes.
I will, obviously. Okay. Shop talk.
Shop talk? Ooh, okay. I'm going first.
Okay.
With our typical review reading. This is from Law-Med. And it is must listen. Zach and Kara always knock it out of the park. The stories and the research are top notch. Always a great listen. Highly recommend. So if you want your review read, leave us another one. Thank you for that one, Law-Med. Or leave us a crappy comment somewhere because you might get that one read too, Kara.
Oh, I don't have that one.
Oh, I thought you had a crappy one.
No, I have like a fun.
Okay.
Sorry.
We like the hate mail.
I can find. I just.
No, you're good. Read what you got.
Okay. So first, I just want to say that every day I am now posting. If you're not Facebook friends with us, be friends with us because I'm trying to build more of like a community that is not Patreon. That is like a free access. Right. So every day I'm asking like a question or asking like a thing. And we've been getting some really fun.
There's been some good conversation.
Yeah. I loved
Allison and Adam going at it.
Going back and forth. and just some like really fun things. So every day I've been posting something on our Facebook. And so everybody, like all of our listeners, if you're not like, I feel like Facebook's like one of those things, like even if you're not a social media person, you can do
you're
Facebook.
Scrolling.
You could do Facebook though. It's easy, it's fun. And like every day I'm posting like a question. So hit us up there. So because of this, oh my God, the one that you were just talking about, Adam and Allison, I'm not going to read all their little back and forth, but the post was from a couple of days ago at this point. Well, a while ago at this point, but it was hot
6
take.
weeks in a couple of days.
Yeah. Hot take. Ouija boards aren't the problem. It's the people using them. What do you think? And I have to read this because it just popped up when we started this. And okay. Our dear, wonderful friend Ace.
Oh, I didn't see his comment.
Because it literally just came in.
Oh, okay.
Ouija boards. Since you asked, I will give my humble opinion.
Love it already.
So a very, very long time ago, when I was a wee lad, I repeatedly, for years, with multiple Ouija boards, tried to conjure the devil. Really, just to tell it how much I loved its eggs. But nothing. So I'm quite the skeptic on a lot of things and feel
I love it because he actually did try to conjure the devil, but then he had to throw like a dad joke in there.
But actually, a lot of our paranormal devices like spirit box, etc., are no different. I am not a believer in opening doors, windows, gates, or even portals. The only ones that can use portals are Bigfoot's. He hasn't quoted it.
Yes.
I question what are they opening to or for or really letting in? I believe if it really was that easy, when I think our world would be a lot like a Ghostbusters movie, but a lot more horrific. Besides talk about playing dangerous board games, that Monopoly one.
Oh, that's a dangerous one.
You bankrupt people, take away their properties, consume their monies, and send them to jail for nothing? Now that's evil.
Oh my God, could you imagine me and Ace playing Monopoly together? Because I just get mean.
I literally just wrote, have we told you how much we love you?
Perfect.
And so that's all I have. Because that was the cutest shit that just popped
Leave
in.
us reviews, or leave us comments on Facebook, or leave us hate mail somewhere, and you might be featured in our shop talk. All right, you ready to open the shop?
Yeah, do you have a question for me?
I do. Okay, so can you think of a time where you woke up just like completely in fear?
In fear?
Yeah, like you wake up and you're just like panic.
Yes.
What did it feel like? What did you see? What did you do? Tell us about it. But don't make it a Kara story. Tell us about it quickly.
Hey, Zach, are you running low on spiritual supplies?
Hey, Kara, are you looking for a place with handmade items?
Yeah, we should probably go to Mystic Moons.
Oh, our buddies?
Yeah.
They make the most wonderful hand-dipped incense with over 24 scents, and we've smelled absolutely every single one of them.
Yeah, or maybe you might just be looking for a hand-strung bracelet made with only the best intentions.
And not only do they have the best intentions, they have 4 strings each, and they last forever, which I would know because I've broken every bracelet you've made for me and not theirs.
Oops. Well, they also have simmer pots for every occasion, like San to Yule.
And don't forget, Melinda is also a medium and a tarot card reader who's given us amazing readings, so she's ready to help us or you connect with past loved ones and get to know insights into your world.
My spirit animal is a camel. Thanks, Melinda. Anyway, so look for Mystic Moons on Facebook or Etsy, and then you can restock all your spiritual supplies.
Oh, be sure to check them out at www.etsy.com/shop/mysticmoonsllc.
Or at Mystic Moons on Facebook. They're all over our socials, so I'm sure you'll find them.
So go get some goodies. Okay, Kara, goodbye.
Bye. Okay, this is gonna be try to be a Kara story. Ever since we recorded Astral Projection, I've been having the craziest dreams. I don't dream and I don't remember them. Every night, wild fucking dreams.
You know what? For the last couple of weeks, I have been too.
Yes, it's weird. It's bizarre. I don't remember dreams, but I always remember them. I'm in weird places with weird people. It's bizarre. I don't know. But the last dream I can think of that really horrified me, it happened twice, is that and I think I told you about it, but I woke up and I it was so real that Aaron asked for a divorce. Like, he's like, I'm done with you, sent me to my mom.
I wondered if that was going to be the one.
But I was in such panic. When I woke up, I was sweating. I was like, oh my God. And I really thought that I was going to open my eyes to my mom's house and no husband.
Oh my God.
It was so real.
That's a big one.
Yeah, it was awful. And it happened twice in 2 different contexts. Not even the same dream.
I had one recently. So you know that coat rack that's on my closet door? I actually had to turn it inside my closet because I woke up after a nightmare and like my coat was hanging there and I thought it was somebody standing in my room and I like jumped out of my bed.
Wait, I've done that though, sleeping at your house. Not that was
I know. I finally moved it. It's gone. It's gone.
Okay. Now that you're leaving anyway.
I know. We're just going to jump in. Okay. So it's late at night in a small home in Pontefract. Pontefract, I think is what it is. Okay.
Pontefract. Okay.
West Yorkshire, a small market town near Leeds in the UK.
Ooh.
The year is 1968.
Okay.
And we find ourselves at 30 East Drive, which is a small brick home. So it's just after midnight, and 15-year-old Diane Pritchard wakes up suddenly from her sleep because something was off.
Ooh.
The room is dark, silent, and then she feels something pressing against her throat. There was no hand she could see, no shadow, just cold pressure pushing against her throat and tightening.
Okay.
So beneath her, the bed begins to shake violently, as if something was trying to throw her from it.
Nope.
And she tries to scream, but she can't make a single noise. Finally, after what seems like forever for her, a scream breaks loose, the pressure releases, and her parents, Joe and Jean Pritchard, rush into her room. So at this point, Diane is upright in bed, terrified. She's struggling to catch her breath, and her parents see around her neck dark red marks start to appear, marks that resemble the fingers of a large man.
Oh.
There's nobody else in her room, nobody throughout the house. And according to the Pritchard family, whatever attacked Diane that night wasn't a living intruder, but it was an intruder they knew nonetheless, because whatever choked their daughter had been inside their house for months.
Oh, this is giving me, though, like Hatman vibes, like the old hag.
Yeah.
Like,
it's horrifying compared to
sleep
those.
paralysis. Like, oh.
This thing has come to be called.
Okay, Carrie.
I know. Carrie is out to play tonight. The Black Monk of Pontefract. Have you heard?
Well, not in depth, but her name really stuck out to me. Diane Pritchard, that stuck out. But I don't know. I don't think I know a lot. So, okay.
So we're going to go back 2 years older. I am fresh off of a red-eye flight and, okay.
2 years older.
Bear with me. 2 years earlier to 1966.
Older is correct.
They are older years. Okay.
Yeah,
so Joe and Jean Pritchard moved their family into a small home, the one we mentioned, at 30 East Drive in a quiet town. It wasn't super old and historic. It didn't appear unusual. But this house is now kind of known as the most famous haunted house in England and sometimes the most haunted residential home in all of Europe.
Okay. Does LB know about it?
I don't know. I didn't ask him too much. Okay. So it's a small house made of brick. It's in a working class neighborhood. Joe worked a lot and Jean managed the house and raised their 3 children. So there's Philip, Diane, and Paul. So at first, they start to get settled into a new routine. The kids pick their bedrooms. They move everything in. And like the normal sounds of everyday life fill the home. Everything was totally normal and fine until it wasn't. Okay. So it was quiet at first, right? Almost quiet enough for the family to ignore it, but there became a sound in the walls. There's a light knocking. Now, Joe checks the plumbing. He checks for animals, right? They rule everything
like
out.
Squirrels in the walls?
Right. Fuck off.
Squirrels in the wall.
I hate the squirrels. I'm so glad to leave them in Michigan. Okay. So then the knocks, though, kind of start to like answer them. Like it seems like it's like,
okay.
Like they'll be like talking about the knocks and it'll knock back. So it's not like just randomly. It's like
rapping.
Interacting. Yeah.
Like we're rapping. So now we're oh my God. What are the
Fox sisters?
Thank you. The Fox sister vibes.
Okay, so then the lights start to flicker with no explanation and the doors start to move and then objects would appear where they hadn't been before. So like it's like at this point, right? as all these stories go, the family, each one of them is experiencing things, but they're like, okay, if I say anything, people are going to think I'm crazy. So they're not talking about it.
And it's a small, quiet town.
Right. But they all start to get the question, right? Is there something else here with us?
That has to be so unsettling.
Oh, yeah. 100%. I mean, especially at the beginning stages where you're like still able to like kind of talk yourself out of it.
Yeah, because I also feel like quickly, if it's like you and I living together, right? Or like me and my mom, you and Denise, like whatever, like living together, like we're gonna be like, hey, did you hear that last night? Or like, did you see that? Like what I saw, like we're gonna quickly, conversate about it. It has to be very unsettling to feel like you cannot.
Right. Well, they do pretty soon hereafter. Okay, because it becomes unignorable.
Ooh.
And it's one night where they're in the kitchen and a cup suddenly lifts from the counter and flies across the room. Now, they're all watching it, but nobody is close enough to have done it.
Okay.
After that, the knocking changes. Now it's deliberate and it's coming in. And this is so like Ed and Lorraine coded. 3 sharp knocks, a pause, 3 sharp knocks.
Yeah. Okay.
The unholy trinity, Yeah. Okay, so nighttime in the house goes from silent and peaceful to the sound of loud, slow, heavy footsteps moving from room to room, even into the room people are staying in.
Okay.
This all starts to become so loud that the neighbors hear it too. Like these sounds are loud, and it's England, so the houses are rather close together, right? Poltergeist activity then starts with plants being thrown around, cold gusts of wind bursting through. It's just, it's getting uncomfortable. Okay.
This sounds so familiar, but I feel like it's
because it sounds like all of them. This is Amityville. This is Fox Sisters.
Everything.
This is Ed and Lorraine. All of theirs. This one's a little different though. So one day Philip is in the home with his grandma Sarah. He enters the kitchen and he sees a cloud of like what first he thought was like chalk-like substance falling from the ceiling.
Interesting. Okay.
So he calls his grandma in, but it's like slowly like snowfall coming down real slow. So calls grandma in. They think it's coming from the ceiling, but they notice there's like 3 or 4 inch gap between where this dust is and the ceiling is. So it's like it's just manifesting in the middle of the room, right?
Oh.
So they're like, okay, well, we got to clean this up. So they call Kelly. The Aunt Kelly must live nearby. So Kelly comes over to help clean up this chalk-like substance.
Dust.
And she slips in a pool of water that just mysteriously appears with no source.
I like how they can't clean it themselves. They're like, let's call her. And then
grandma's like old.
Okay. Well, okay.
And they wanted to get the house cleaned up before the parents came home. Because I think they might think it's like Philip.
So things are like apporting.
Yeah, 100%. So as they're starting to like clean up this dust and the pool of water, more pools of water just keep appearing right before their eyes. In this like tiny little kitchen.
My God.
So like this, I feel like that everything that's happening right now would be enough to make me move. What about you?
Yeah, no, that's so weird. So weird.
If it's not enough, then the green foam that starts to appear from all their taps.
Yeah, no.
Like water taps without any water being on.
Because at this point, if you don't want to think it's paranormal, that's fine. But then your house is leaking. Your house is falling apart. It's fucking falling apart. You got to go.
And then the cupboards start to just shake violently on their own. So like all these things are happening. And this is over the course of like a short few months.
What year are we in?
This is like they moved in at the end of 66. So this is probably mid 67.
So yeah, we're literally thinking that like our house is falling apart. There's earthquakes. And we probably can't afford to move, I'm assuming.
Pretty much.
Okay.
It gets far more aggressive from here. So now the furniture begins to move around the house. Chairs sliding. Chest of drawers being tipped over. Pictures are being like
ripped,
torn with a knife, like ripped, shattered. Oh yeah. Being thrown, and like a lot of times the things now aren't just being thrown around the house, it's directed at the family.
Oh no.
And then of course, as we see in every single one of these, they started to get really nervous when the crucifixes in the house would start to flip upside down.
Okay, this is not funny, but why do I always think that's so funny when that's in movies? It's not funny.
I know it seems like such a trope, but like that.
No, it's not. Happens. I don't think it like as a trope. I don't know why. I just think that's so funny. It's not funny.
It's funny until it happens to you, although you don't have
exactly.
So you're fine. Okay.
Yeah, I don't have any.
at this point, like, the family knows it's not just in their minds. It's not just a ghost, like, hanging around,
so
right?
scary.
It's intentional, it's personal, and it wants them out.
What would you do at this point?
I think I would like to say I would move right away, but I would probably, like, try to stop it. Be like, have that moment of like, ooh, I can fix this.
See, that I'm so the opposite. I would like to say
you're gone.
That I would try to stop it, but I would be gone. If I could be gone, I think I'd be gone. But then I'm just afraid it's going to follow me. So I don't know.
Well, as long as you weren't one member of the family, you might have been fine, because it does put their sights on one of them, and that is Diane. Okay.
Oh, wow. I wonder why.
The teenage hormonal.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Okay. So
us women, man.
And that's not anything against women. It's just that it's typical that poltergeist activity seems to be drawn towards women going through.
We cannot
chemical changes. No.
Fucking break.
Never. Okay, so they kind of give it a name. They start to call it Fred.
Oh.
And many people think it was just kind of like a way to like normalize it, kind of like take some of the fear away.
Oh, for sure. I would name it too, would you not?
Oh, yeah. The press would later call it Mr. Nobody, but eventually we get to its name, which is the Black Monk of Pontefract.
Okay.
So anyways, though, Diane, she would feel something, or Fred touch her when nobody was home. Hands would grip her arms, or she'd feel pressure on her shoulders. One day she gets shoved so hard she falls over, right? That's when it starts to turn more violent.
Yeah. This is...
At night, her bed shakes as she would try to sleep. And then the scratches begin. And I know you and I defend paranormal scratches because not every scratch is a demon. We ask for a sign.
Yes.
However, in this case, given everything else going on and the fact that like these red marks are appearing on her skin is when other people are watching, like this is not nice, and it's obviously getting stronger.
I think you have to go with the context.
Yeah, absolutely. Context is everything.
Like,
if you're in a haunted place and you say, is there anybody here with us? And you get a scratch, that might just be them saying hi.
Like trying to get get your attention. Like if there's like your bed shaking and your house is fucking falling apart and foam's coming out of your...
Or she's like being dragged up the stairs by her hair backwards. Yeah, which that's also happened to Diane.
Oh God, this is a little different.
So this is then too when they start to see it. This tall, shadowy figure moving around their house in all black robes. And they would catch this thing like it was like not an apparition. It would look like they just watched somebody fully walk into another room.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What? I don't think we've ever talked about this. What draws the line for you for an entity or spirit or whatever trying to get your attention and it being like demonic or a bad energy? Like not everything's demonic. It can still just be bad or good.
Right.
But what draws the line? Because we've talked about this so many times, like we don't understand how spirits can get our attention or what they can manipulate, right?
I think the line is drawn when you're telling it to stop and go away and it's not, right? Like if it's something and you're not intruding. Let's start there. Because if you're going into an abandoned haunted location and you wanted to get something to stop, that's like, it's kind of their territory, you know?
But let me quickly, because I don't know how long your episode is and I don't want to like take away, but like quickly, let me argue this. We don't understand how they communicate, what they hear, what they see, what they feel, right? So like, if let's just say they can kind of articulate what we're asking of them, they don't know fully, because let's say it's a different language. They don't know when you're saying leave me alone. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, but when you're straight up throwing furniture at people's faces, that's evil.
I love
like they're waking up with their mattresses on top of them.
No, you're right.
You know,
I was just asking, like, for you, what is your draw the line if you were somewhere and you're like, yeah, no.
I mean, it would get to a point where I think I would get uncomfortable and leave a space before I would be able to determine if it's evil or not.
Yeah.
Right. But I think when you're in your home, that's a different thing. And you're allowed to set a boundary completely differently.
I 100% agree. Okay, cool.
Okay. So the family realizes that like they can't do anything, right? They call the police. Yeah. They call the police many times.
I'm sure.
The first time officers arrive, thinking they're just going to like calm a frightened family.
Damn, I can't imagine being the police.
Right? They witness the activity themselves multiple times. Chairs moving, objects sliding, loud knocking, everything that the family is saying.
Wow, this reminds me of the house that I went and seen. I can't, but they had so many police. Yeah, they have the most documented shit.
Yeah.
Wild.
So word spreads through the neighborhood, right? The neighbors are already hearing it. Now they're seeing the cops there. It's like not before long before it's in the press, right?
Of course.
Do you remember when you did the skull seances recently? There was a group that got involved, the Society of Psychical Research. So they hear about what's coming or going on.
Yeah.
They come up to 30 East Drive.
Okay, perfect.
So they interview the family, they speak with witnesses, they document. At first, they think it's just like a typical poltergeist case, but then they're like, oh. No, this is like way different.
Oh.
So they try to help calm the spirit down, and like, you know, they bring in the priest and all that kind of stuff, and the family brought in the priest, the psychical thing, they try to do things. Every time it would like calm down for a little bit, and then it just come back worse.
Well, yeah.
So by 1968, right, the house, the family, they all have a reputation. This is when they start calling it the most haunted house in England. But nobody knew what they were dealing with until they started to look into the history. Honey of the land. Okay.
Honey of the land. Did the family start looking into the history or investigators?
I think it was the psychical guys that started it. It was really hard because this is now where every article you read is a little bit different. And you can't prove if this is real history or not. But so one of the articles I found, I will read to you kind of word for word.
Yeah, okay.
According to local legend, centuries earlier, a monastery once stood somewhere in the area around Pontefract, West Yorkshire. And within that monastery lived a monk. No one agrees on exactly what he did. Some versions of the story say he broke his sacred vows. Others claim he betrayed fellow monks. Some say he committed an act of violence. Whatever happened, the punishment was severe, and according to the legend, the monk was executed. In some tellings, he was buried alive within the monastery walls, and his spirit never left. Over time, locals began referring to the restless figure as the Black Monk. Some believed he had haunted the land for generations, long before the houses were ever built there, long before anybody called it East Drive. The historians aren't sure a monastery actually stood on that site at all, which leaves the story suspended somewhere between folklore and something harder to explain. Because whether the monk existed or not, something inside the house seemed very real to the people who lived there. Okay.
Why does the Black Monk, that is so terrifying to me.
Absolutely, because it's something that shouldn't be evil. That's like a fallen angel kind of deal. You know what I mean?
I hate it.
I did find another couple places where it said that in the 16th century, there was a monk that had been convicted of rape and murder of a young girl and was hanged across from where the house now stands. So I would say, being that it's 16th century, there was probably something with a monk that happened and, you know, spirit stayed on.
So this is what do they call this? The Black Monk of what?
Pontefract.
Okay.
This all leads up to, right, the night we were talking about. So as the reputation and the activity of the Black Monk grows, we end up deep into the year 1968 when Diane wakes up choking. Okay. So we have like the story straight from her of what happened that night. So like, this isn't like this happened to a family. Like, this is like, she really thought she was being choked and was going to die.
I am so disturbed. I looked up the house. I just had to look at the house.
And it's like such a normal house.
Yeah.
So anyway, so like, this is the night where everything changes for the Pritchards. They throw up their hand. They realize how dangerous. Yeah. So they again bring in a priest. He does the typical thing, prays over the rooms, blesses the house and family. And for some reason, this time it seems to slowly fade away. And this time when the activity stops, the family doesn't wait for it to come back. They unsurprisingly move away from the home.
Okay, good.
A lot of people do think that they faked it, but kind of, you know, as we've talked about with the Fox sisters and so many of these other haunted places, they never went public with it. The neighbors and police did, and they never profit off of it.
I was going to say, like, why? Yeah.
And we have so much of stuff happening in this house today that, like, I think proves it's not fabricated. So while it did stop for the Pritchards, you can actually still go and investigate this place, and much of the same phenomena occurs. The knocking, shadowy figures. There are some of the best spirit photos I have ever seen of this monk, if you like look up some of it. But modern ghost hunters, right, they've seen the objects move. Many leave with red marks. So there's an article that somebody wrote, again, about more modern investigations. And they said that Most Haunted, a UK TV series, did a 2-part investigation into 30 East Drive in 2015, which you can find on YouTube. But you can see marbles thrown at the crew, a knife placed in the couch cushions, which this person did right, which, if I'm honest, seems a little bit, for entertainment for me. But they see black figures in windows and more. Now, somebody who you and I have met has conducted a lot of research here. Richard Estep, the writer.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So he has done a bunch of his own investigations because he actually wrote a book on the property.
Oh.
And he stayed at the house with a few friends and investigators, and things went crazy while he was there. One of the investigators was grabbed at the ankles and pulled backwards, and then felt a sensation go across his back. When they pulled up his shirt, there was a straight claw mark. Another investigator and friend of Richard's got really sick while she was at the house on the second visit, which is something that happens to a ton of people when they're there. So he wrote a whole book on this if you want to do a deep dive.
What's the book called?
Well, Kara, I'm so glad you asked because it's called The Black Monk of Pontefract.
Wow.
Okay.
Never would have guessed.
Yeah, I know. At least, the SEO is working for him on that one. So, I mean, whether you believe it or not, there's so much investigation that's done. You can still go and investigate it if you want to figure out if it's real or skeptical.
Would you go?
I would so go.
You think?
Oh my God. Yeah. I would love to. This is a famous place to go.
No, I know, but there are some famous places where I'm like, ugh.
I think I would do it.
I would do it too.
Okay. So we can discuss about it a little bit, but I want to leave us with a quote from his book. So something must have happened in this house to get him to really dig into it, because it starts off with, when an object materializes out of thin air before your very eyes, you write a book. And maybe that's the truth of places like 30 East Drive. Sometimes the mystery isn't solved. Sometimes it just stays waiting.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
I do want to go here. So I watched a lot of videos on this one, and the house is so
just a
quaint.
brick.
The kitchen is small. The rooms are small. It's very much they've kept it as a time capsule almost of kind of what it looked like. But people have so many experiences here.
There are a lot of books on it.
Yeah, there's books, there's movies. This is a famous place.
Wow. But
I think what you should do too is definitely go and Google some of the pictures people have taken in here. They are so scary.
Oh, really?
We need to do an England trip. Because we also have to go see our crop circle friend.
Oh, we need money.
We need money. We need money. Okay. So if that isn't enough for you, for our Patreon oddballs, I have some experiences of people who have stayed in the house since the 60s.
Oh, I'm excited. This is going to be great.
Okay. With that, I think the
emoji
for this one, is there anything like a monk? Hold on.
Monk? Is that offensive?
I don't think so. Let me type in monk and see what happens.
I think that might be...
Oh, no, it just comes up with a monkey.
Oh, my God.
You know what? Leave us an English flag. There's an English flag emoji. So that'll be the emoji for this one. Always needed write-ins and reviews.
Oh.
If you've ever dealt with a black monk ghost yourself, let us know.
For those that are wondering, London Boy, I texted him and he said, I asked him if he heard of it. He said, nope, sounds intriguing.
Perfect. All right. Well, hop on over to Patreon if you want to hear the tales. And what's the most important what's the most important things these fine folks can do before we close the shop up?
Creepy real, my little oddballs.
Goodbye.
Bye.